let me get this straight. You're saying that not something was launched off that seesaw? You're saying that it was somebody? Yes, exactly. Someone launched themselves off the seesaw in order to get to the library. What? How does that work? That makes no sense. Mugman's body would have no way of supporting and giving that much force, right? No, it could certainly give off enough force. As long as the person is lighter than Mugman, it would definitely give off some distance. Okay, but still, what makes you say that was what they did? Well, listen, does this make sense? There was only 6 minutes between Mugman's death and the time we found the body. How do we not sure the culprit... Of course the culprit had no time of setting up anything for the case, but maybe they just set up to escape because they had such small time, and because it was during the day, they had no other choice but to make an escape option first, and if somehow someone didn't find it, they had time to remove evidence. So it was all just an escape plan. They didn't really have anything to cover up because it was a short time. Well, yeah, they knew that there would be a short time because it was happening during the day. I would like to hear more of this theory, Poppy. Explain it to us. I can do that. There was such a short amount of time between Mugman's death and when we found the body, so the culprit focused more on trying to escape than covering up their crime. And if they were lighter than Mugman, it would launch them, but not too far. So they used the seesaw to launch him towards the library as part of the escape. Once they launched him towards the library, they got hit by the bookshelf, and all the books fell off. But if that were the escape, wouldn't the culprit be covered in blood or have any traces of it from Mugman? No, that's wrong. No, the culprit won't have traces of blood on him, because in the library there was a water bottle. A what? A water bottle? Well, yes. If they ran into the bookshelf, the water bottle would be there. They dumped it over themselves, and it washed off all the blood. I mean, that makes sense, but are you just saying the water bottle was just sitting in there? It's a bit strange that they would just leave the water bottle in there, right? Not if it was intended for the murder or escape plan. They'd probably set up the escape plan after they killed Mugman, so the escape was already planned. They planned to go to the library, and once they got there, used the water bottle on themselves and escape. So the culprit already had a huge plan in mind. Alright, but from the library, what could they do next? Well, remembering that bloody cloth, I think after setting up the crime, the culprit must have met up with Mugman or lured him to the crime scene. He killed him and used the cloth to lower his blood and the milkage from his body. That's why we didn't find any, because the cloth had absorbed. Well, besides the blood, the cloth was a bit wet, so that's reasonable. So, they launched themselves towards the library. They landed onto the bookcase, knocking over the pile of books, and the water bottle. But they took the water bottle and numbed themselves with it, cleaning off any extra blood. But when they got launched over, they accidentally dropped the cloth in the process. Wait. Could a leap like that even be possible? Well, most people here have their own little preferences and talents. Some people are lighter than others. Like, Among Us, or Purple, is the smallest. He's the lightest. And indeed, it could definitely make that shot. So wait, you have a scan of all of us and our weights. You can help us by knowing who can make that jump? Yes, I can. And Mugman is a bit light, but not so light. Mostly on the head, the rest of his body is perfectly fine. But when his head is full of liquid, that would help. The problem is, his liquid fell out after he was hit in the head and his cup smashed. So it required less weight. But I did the calculations, and the only people who can make that jump: Purple, Yoshi, Pup, Ennard, Squirtle, Shadow, and Princess Peach. So out of the rest of their people, they're the prime suspects. So we should focus on that. So out of those people, who has alibis? We'll start with that, so we can already eliminate most. Well, like I've stated, I saw Ennard halfway through with Mugman, and we split off. But then, before, I saw Mega Man and Squirtle, and since Squirtle isn't one of these suspects, he couldn't have done it because I was with him during the 2 bangs. And I was with Poplio and Domo in my own dorm room. They never saw me leave, and I was in there the whole time. I also can't be one of these people who could have made that jump. And Purple was tied up with me and Leonardo. He couldn't have done it either. So, that brings the suspects down to me, Ennard, Yoshi, and of course, Poppy. Wait, why are we accusing Ennard? Because Rulu already stated that he was with him. Well, that's true, but that was before Mugman's incident. If it was during Mugman's incident, that would be fair, but that still leaves him as a potential suspect. Well, I'm fine with this suspicion thing. I don't have anything to hide. Well, okay, but then maybe we don't have enough evidence to discuss who else could have made that jump, as everyone had alibis. What about the rest of the escape? Maybe if we cleared up the entire escape plan, because we've only done about 2/4 of it. Let's continue with the rest. Okay, hang on, I think I can figure... Just give me a second, everyone. I should be able to figure out how this went. Oh, what? Where am I? Oh, I'm doing this again? Yes, indeed, we're doing this again. Oh, hello again, Mr. Squeak. What? Yep, you remember. That's good. Now, we're just gonna do another thing, simple like last time. We're gonna connect the dots and try and figure out how the killer escaped. That's what you're looking for, right? Yeah. Alright, good. So, if you remember, then we'll get started. Continue. Alright then. First question. What was launched off the seesaw? Was it a person, the cloth, or the water bottle? That would have to be... Well, it was a person. That's what would have been theorizing. Well, you're correct. Go on ahead. Yes. Okay, I hope you're ready for the next question. Question 2. Where did the killer land? Down the stairs? The library? Or the gaming room? The library, of course. All the books were there. Correct. Go on ahead. Question 3. What could the killer use to escape? The books, the cloth, or the water bottle? This is the first one you have to think about. The cloth was dropped when the killer was launched. The water bottle was already in the library, but it wouldn't help them besides cleaning them off. So, the books? Correct. Alright. Alright, we have one last question. Where did the killer escape to? Their dorm, the gaming room, or down the stairs? The gaming room wouldn't be possible. We have passed through it, and their dorm was... Peach, Domo, and Poplio were there. They would hear it. Down the stairs? You are correct. Yes. Alright, that's all the questions. I think I get it now. Thank you. I get it. You do? Listen, the culprit was launched from the seesaw. They dropped the cloth and landed into the library bookcase. When they got there, they used the water bottle and cleaned themselves off. Of course, the culprit would be trapped. They didn't really know what to do, and only having 4 minutes left, where else could they go? But remember, there was a pile of books that was knocked over. If the culprit, there were 2 of those books, the culprit must have 2 legs. They used the books and used them and slid down the stairs. Okay, I'm sorry, what? They slid down the stairs by using the book? Also, how does that make any sense? But there were 2 books downstairs. If the culprit used them as a slide, like, they rid on them, I guess that would make sense. Not only that, but there was a second bang. What we've qualified so far would only be counted as 1 bang. If they slid down and ran into the back of the wall of the stairs, that would be the second bang. That's why the books were there. And it was quieter for Peach because it was on a different floor. That makes perfect sense. It fits all the things, but is that even... Actually, it's not as crazy as you think. I took a picture of the 2 books when we passed by, and their length is perfect with the stairs. They can perfectly slide down them without tripping or messing. What? So the kill. That's absolutely insane, but at the same time, really smart. So that means the killer must have been someone who was downstairs, who was seen downstairs after the body announcement was called. But I think everyone was downstairs. All of those people were, right? Shadow, you were in the basement. Yoshi was in the kitchen. And Poppy and Enid were also downstairs. So, did we mess up? Really? Okay, is there no way to figure out who did it? If all of them were downstairs, none of them have an alibi, right? So, is the case really impossible to solve? An impossible case? No, it can't be. No. Not only that, but I'm taking a look, and even if the lightest person was launched, there's no way they could reach the bookcase. No way they could reach the bookcase? So, no, that means our entire theory was wrong, and we'll have to start all over. Ugh. We have to start all over? No, this can't be. We were so close. Wait a minute. No, we don't have to restart. Purple? Rilu, listen. Out of all the 4 people who we still have not cleared up, there's only one of them who had the possibility of making that jump. One of them? Yes. Mega Man might say it's nobody, but that's not true. Take a look at them. You must know, right? Who? Who could it be? You're the only one! The culprit. There's only one person who had the ability to make that jump from the seesaw to the library. That was you, Yoshi. Huh? Wait, what? Me? Or were you saying? How could I be the only one who could have made that jump? Because there's one special thing about you that only you can do. You can flutter jump. Where? Oh, that's right. Yoshis can kick their legs super fast while in midair. This super fast leg speed lets them lift up into the air just a little bit and hold so it makes them stay in the air longer. Mega Man, add that to your theory. Would that be possible for Yoshi to make it if that were the case? On that scale, yes, actually, it would. Wait, hang on, I can prove that's a good theory, but I can prove why it's not me. Please? Go ahead. That's a good theory, however, let me explain why it's not possible. Now, I could flutter jump. The thing is, before I even could have done the murder, I ran into you, Rilu, you yourself, in the kitchen. I was in there, and I left. You're saying I immediately went up and killed Mugman in such a short time? Just ran up the stairs? Not only that, my flare jump doesn't let me go higher in the air. It only just lets me stay in it a bit longer. Check that for yourself, Mega Man. She's right. It wouldn't get her to the top shelf. Exactly. I wouldn't be able to land to the top shelf. So, I had no way of being able to get to the bookcase at all. No, that's wrong. Yoshi, you keep saying that you couldn't make it to the top of the bookcase. Yeah, because that wouldn't be possible. Mega Man said himself, I can't make it to the top of the bookcase. But when did we say anything about going to the top of the bookcase specifically? What do you mean? There was a scratch on not the top of the bookcase, but the top shelf. Oh, that's right. I found that. So, wait. So, he didn't make it to the top, but he could easily make it to the top shelf? My calculations are correct. She indeed could make it to the top shelf, but not the top of the bookcase. And that's exactly where the scratch was. The top where? No. No, that can't. I must counteract you. Listen, Rilu, I'm gonna keep my reasoning. You have to fight me for this. I promise I am not the culprit. Although I could flare jump my way towards there, Mega Man's body wouldn't be able to give enough force. we've already stated it, that Mega Man's only doing calculations. And even if I could make it to the top shelf, I wouldn't be able to reach it without extra force. Well, maybe you did get extra force from some object. That would be impossible. The water ball was already in the library. And the cloth is too light. And I would be jumping on the other side. There is nothing else that could have given me extra force. No, I'll cut through your words. No, Yoshi. There was still one item you had that could have given you enough force. What could that be? I had not. You had the bloody hammer. The hammer? I don't think that was nowhere close towards the seesaw. It was certainly close, but if you added that along with Mugman, would that still reach? It would give more force, but it would also launch Yoshi faster. That's why he gained with a much force. It toppled over the books from the bookcase. It was... No. Yoshi, how could you? We all trusted you. Like the one person who none of us expected to kill. Just some hungry little dinosaur. Hungry for human flesh, that. Shut up. All of you shut up. Right now. No. 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 You seriously think? Just because I can flare jump, that's the only reason you have why I could have killed Mugman? I think she's starting to lose it. Indeed she is. But, I don't know. This is so far-fetched. This whole case. Rilu, you have lots of theories, but just because I would use one of my own skills does not mean I am the only one who had capabilities of doing this case. If you don't believe me, I will prove all of you. You have no way of proving that it was specifically me. No, I'll take you up on that offer, Yoshi. Try me. If we're going on the conclusion that we added extra force due to the hammer, then anyone could make that. No, it would just add more force and more impact to the shelf. It wouldn't actually get him to grab onto. That's correct. I will believe that. As a princess, I shall bow down to that statement. But even so, just because I can flutter jump, doesn't mean I actually had the ability to be able to prepare and slow myself down without giving enough force. Clearly, you didn't have enough force. That's why there was a scratch mark. You had trouble trying to land. Weak, but true. I shall go with the facts. But just because I had the ability to escape doesn't mean I had anywhere I could even escape in such a short amount of time. Everyone's already checking on to see what the bang was. Well, you already skipped extra time by launching yourself towards the library. That means you already had a plan, so you could have escaped. I agree. Smart. Let's go. No. Just because what could I even use? Holding my books on my feet would be impossible. There was no way the stairs could be just enough to... You had multiple choices of books to use. You could have known which ones were the longest before. Agreeable. Yeah, let's go. No. If I really used the books, then I would have injured myself going down from the stairs. No, that's wrong. No. It's over, Yoshi. You used your own extendable tongue to stop yourself by grabbing onto one of the posts, going down the stairs, and then you jumped off with yourself holding onto it, and the books crashed into the wall, leading to the second bang. No. I never... You can't do this. No. I didn't kill him. You can't prove anything. Redo this case one more time, and I think we'll be able to finally put this pin in Yoshi. Don't you dare. Oh, I will. Here's everything that happened in this case. This morning, the culprit was setting up their own murder plan to kill someone. And they didn't care who they were killing, but they had to make their murder plan quick. Otherwise, they could get caught. And this was a very risky plan, but they had everything set up. They chose their target willingly. The target? Now, why was Mugman targeted? I can only think of one thing. He must have been a hacker. Wait, what? He was a hacker? Don't interrupt the case, Poplio. I'm sorry. That was a bit shocking. I think it was to all of us. But continue. Anyways, the culprit must have found out that Mugman investigated him, or investigated someone else using their hacker ability. So they had to get rid of him. They lured Mugman into a back room, and they willingly... Mugman, unknowingly, was walking into his own trap. The culprit took the hammer and swung at him. As soon as he killed Mugman, the culprit took the cloth and put it over Mugman to stop his drink from spilling, and to hold up the blood. When that was over, the culprit then took the hammer and Mugman's body and got the seesaw. He launched them both onto the seesaw on one side, which flung the culprit forward. They accidentally dropped the cloth covered in blood. The culprit aimed towards the library, but they wouldn't be able to make it on normal terms. But luckily, the culprit had the ability to flutter jump. They landed onto the top shelf, leaving a scratch. But the force also knocked over a bunch of... The culprit got back up and used the water bottle that they had placed there to clean themselves off of any remaining blood. And then they jumped. The sound of the impact from the bookcase was the first bang of the two. The culprit then took 2 books and used them onto their feet. Once he had them onto their feet, she used them and slid down the... The culprit was going down at a fast pace, but they had one more trick up their sleeve. The culprit used it to pull themselves, and the 2 books went crashing into the wall, which led to the second and last bang. The culprit let go and immediately ran to hide. The only reason the case was played out in such an odd way, because there was only one person who could do it. That person was Yoshi, the ultimate gourmet. Fine. I've lost. It was me. Yoshi, but why? You wanna know why? Because I knew who all, and I mean all of the hackers were. All of them? Yes, I did. I slowly found out, secretly. Alright, but who are they? You wish to know? Well, it's Poppy, Poplio, Leonardo, Pac-Man, and poor Mugman. Is all of this true? Yes, I'm a hacker. Yes, it's true. I didn't want anyone to know. Okay, but why did you target Mugman specifically? Well, I was going to kill one of the hackers, but then I saw Mugman tell Poppy here some good news that he was going to hack me. Oh, so you didn't want him to check your information, so you killed him. Exactly. There were some things that are meant to be kept secret in a person's life, and I had no other choice. And I do regret my actions, but at the same time I do not. I have no opinion. Why didn't you tell us this, Poppy? Well, it doesn't matter, because now the execution is going to begin, because all of you are correct. You have all voted for Yoshi, and she is indeed the killer. Now, time for your execution. Alright, I deserve this anyways. I'm sorry, everyone. I've ruined all of you. I hope you can forgive me in another life. Goodbye, everyone. Yahoo! Extreme! What the? You just cut off Yoshi's tongue. Yes, I did. So what? That's what he gets. If he just accepted his execution, it would have been a lot less painful. But no, he had to try and run away. That was his. You are more savage than I am. I think I'm gonna throw up. Same. I gotta get out of here. I can't stay. Let's go, everyone. Have fun. Hope this teaches you a lesson.